I want to come back to our hypothetical patient we opened up with, and you kept pushing me into refining the details, and we got down to a man in his 40s. I just want to come back to that for the females here. What would be different if you're working with a female early on from what you shared there?
With the females, they're more insulin resistant. I did this video on YouTube where I compared the world of Alone. Have you ever watched that documentary or that the reality show is what it is? They drop these people off in the middle of nowhere, and whoever lives the longest alone wins the show, right? And if you want to see an example of how weight loss for women is just not fair, that's what I covered on there. Like, their mitochondria are different. They hold on to fat so stinking long. It is just not fair. So evolutionarily, you're going to survive the famine, ladies. You're going to be better off. You should have won the Alone. I mean, I think recently, like season 15 or 16, a woman finally won this Alone series. But when you look at women's insulin resistance, and they're coming to us to reverse it, I tell women, you got to be the girl here. You're going to have to be the one who plots and documents. I need you checking your ketones in the morning. What you need to do to get success is possible. Men just fall on themselves and get into a ketogenic state. They follow these rules, and their mitochondria are different. The way they store fat is different. In a woman's setting, that insulin resistance is it's hardier. And I can show you how to do it, but you got to use real data to get out of that ditch. I'm the perfect example for that too, where I followed all the rules and then I stopped. I checked just enough, and I'd check when I was fasting. But what was happening during those off seasons is, I would do good enough. I would do what worked before. And what had happened is the production of ketones will slump, and you'll go back to storing fat. And so you see many women, and they have gone to the doctor and said things like, I'm doing everything right. I feel this pain right now as I'm telling you this story, because I can think of a couple of women from my recent 21-day class, which is 21 days of an intense ketogenic diet. And there's a lot of women in there because I'm like, I will show you the rules. You're going to be in a group of other women who have failed, who everything didn't work. And I hear these stories where they would go into the doctor saying, no, you don't get it. I eat one meal. It's some lettuce and whatever they were eating. They did it for like 6 months. They measured every stinking morsel. And all they did was turn down that basal energy expenditure to the point where their brains turned off, they feel like crap, and the doctor thinks they're lying. I've been that doctor. I've been like, there's no way you could do that. There's no way you could eat that little for that long. You must be, and I am ashamed of that. But it feels impossible when that woman gets insulin resistant that, you have to follow the hormones in this woman. And the way you follow the hormones is you look at the morning fasting glucose and the morning fasting ketones. And the formula isn't awful, but as soon as you take your eye off of the data, you're going to start putting weight back on. You have to have a menu. And that's why you don't see me say, how many grams of fat do you eat? How many grams of protein? No. I need you in ketosis in the morning. That is so paramount, especially for the women that have put on this weight. And as they go through menopause, we talked about vitamin D not having access. When women in their 40s are, revving up the insulin resistance, because that's how we're designed. That's part of what happens with excess. They go into early menopause. And then their brain does even weirder things. Like, I wish it was easy, but it's not. It's a bunch of volatility for those sex-based hormones. Now you've got insulin mucking with those things as well, and they feel terrible. So women, it's just harder. I'm sorry. I'm with you.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch a full episode. I'll see you over there.
Your physician is never going to care this much. They're not going to study you this much. You have to study you this much. That morning fasting blood sugar, when it only gets to 95 in the morning, you got problems. That's not normal.